Time to play a game of chess.
Hello friends! Welcome to Chess Pastor. I'm Pastor Timothy, and I'm here to teach you how to beat your best friend at chess and how to beat life at the same time. So if you're a Christian, you're an alive person, and you're a chess player, I hope this helps.
If you are a Christian who is not serious about following Jesus, or you are a non-Christian who is serious about being a non-Christian, or you for some odd reason think checkers is better for any reason at all, we strongly suggest speaking to your pastor before deciding if watching Chess Pastor is right for you.
Today, we're going to be talking about the pawn. The pawn is potentially the most dangerous and definitely the most versatile piece on your chessboard. And like I told you in the last video,
you get 8 of them. They are worth 1 point. They are the least valuable piece on the...
Now, one of the biggest mistakes a chess player, especially a beginner chess player, can make is to think that because he or she has 8 pawns, that you can just throw them away. Don't do that.
Not a good idea.
I have won and lost chess games on the loss of 1 pawn. Now, you have 8 of them. Why is each one of them special? This pawn moves just like this pawn. They all capture the same way. What makes them special? Their position.
Look at the screen. Each pawn is positioned in front of a back row piece. There's a pawn in front of each rook, a pawn in front of each knight, a pawn in front of each bishop, a pawn in front of the queen, and a pawn in front of the king.
Nowhere else. The position of a pawn always matters so much more than its ability. Now, switch gears for a moment, life. I understand that you might be on YouTube watching this video because you're trying to escape feeling like you're not very important in the grand scheme of things. Like you're that person where you look at your brother, he's doing knight kind of things, and you look at your sister and she's doing rook kind of things, and you look at your mom, she's doing queen kind of thing.
This is the part of the video where we all pull a Sela for our lovely moms and dads, but they're not queens, who basically turned us from helpless babies into independent, semi-independent human beings.
And you're sitting there wondering what God's doing with you. Do you feel like you're not worth anything? And there is, just taking a guess, like 8,045,311,447 people. Just a wild guess out there.
Unfortunately for Pastor Timothy, there were 39,302,851 people he did not account for. So in other words, the state of California.
Out there doing things better than you. And you're wondering, what makes me so special, Pastor Timothy? Why do I matter in the grand scheme of things? And let me tell you this, I relate to that, okay? 3 of my favorite things to do are preach, make music, and talk to people. Now, trust me, there are people who make music better than I can. There's people who can preach better than I can.
Trust me.
And there are people who definitely have better people skills than I do. I was homeschooled, okay? I love homeschooling, but sometimes it hurts the people skills. So I understand. I understand what it feels like to think that everyone else is doing so much better than you. But let me encourage you, all right? You are unique. God has placed you in a very special position. You're able to do things no one else can do. You're able to go places no one else can go. There is something special about you, my friend. So don't let the devil tell you that you're just a pawn. Because like I told you in the last video,
the smallest thing that is important to you is important to him.
It just takes one person who puts their life in the hands of Jesus to change the world and to shift the tide in this proverbial game that we call life, okay? But the moment somebody gives up, decides they can't make a difference, or doesn't think they're worth much, or worse yet, commits suicide, it gives the devil the opportunity to create a passed pawn.